Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to the last day of the body and soul detox. And I know that you all had a wonderful time. Well, I don't need to ask if we lost weight. I know that if all of us follow that diet, just as I was posting it, definitely by now you should be preparing to go shopping for a new set of clothes, except you did not follow the diet. But don't worry, the page is still going to be there. You can go back at any time and follow the diet. The next body and soul detox, I'm still waiting to hear what the Holy Spirit wants me to do, will come up towards the end of the month or June. So between now and then, the page is going to be left there. Good afternoon, Karen. So between now and then, the page is going to be left open, so you can go back and try following the diet. If you are just joining, start with the 14 days watch hour detox, then start with the meals. I tell you, if you had followed the meal plan just as I was posting it, by now, like I said, you should be getting ready to go for shopping, new set of clothes. There is no way you can follow that diet for 40 good days and nothing will show on your waistline, on your skin, and even your head. You're supposed to have lots of energy. Your skin is supposed to be glowing by now. Your waistline is supposed to be so trim. If you follow the diet, only the 14 days body and soul detox. Thank you. Only the 14 days body and soul detox is enough for you to lose like 10 kg if you do it very, very well. Then by the time you add these meals, if you notice, I didn't add bread, you know, and even the brown rice was so limited, but we add more of carbohydrates in terms of vegetables and lots of protein. And then of course our oolong tea, our milk thistle, our apple cider vinegar. If actually you added those things, by now it should be showing. No matter the size of that stomach, by now it should have reduced. But there's still time, like I said, it's still going to be left there. So today, like I promised, I want to show us how to make our cabbage juice. Cabbage is a very, very fantastic vegetable. It does a lot of things. My favorite vegetable, I must tell you, is cabbage. I use cabbage as rice. To be frank and sincere, I hardly do rice. Even the brown rice, I limit. What I do is just to cut my cabbage, shred it so small, plenty that even when you see it from a distance, you will think I'm eating rice. And then I will just put my sauce and then put my chicken. Or I do the cabbage juice. The cabbage, beetroot and carrot juice is my best. It's my best. Apart from the fact that it gives me this flat stomach, it releases me of bloating, it helps my skin to breathe, and it's an anti-aging juice. Once you learn how to make this juice, I tell you, it's going to be your best juice. A glass of cabbage juice is already the one I made, but I'm still going to show us. This glass is not even up to 10 calories. You'll be amazed. It's not up to 10 calories. So you can make it and just put it in your fridge. Drink yourself. If you want to make your children drink it, you can add a bit of pineapple. Add a bit of pineapple so that it can be sweet for your children to drink. But for you, you don't need to add pineapple. Just make sure you have this drink in bottles in your refrigerator, and then see how your skin, your waistline will go. It is a lovely juice. And for those that have ulcer, they really want to cure ulcer, cabbage juice. But for those that have ulcer, they need to take the fermented cabbage juice. Now, that takes about 3 days to prepare. I'm going to explain that. But for those of us that have no issue with ulcer, we just want to get rid of this belly bulge, we want our skin to glow, this is how to make our daily cabbage juice. And then if you put it in a sealed bottle, you can actually leave it in your refrigerator for 2-3 days in a sealed bottle. So this is already cabbage juice made. You can take it raw like this, but I don't like taking my own cabbage juice raw like this. You know, I like it to be very, very loaded. So what I do, I had carrot juice. Now this is pure carrot juice, already juiced. So what I do is to make a cocktail of cabbage, carrot, and I love this. Now this is beetroot. Beetroot, 100% organic beetroot. Is a UK product. If you want this, I sell this. This bottle is just 6,000 naira. I sell this. I don't joke with beetroot, because that packing, going to buy beetroot from the market, peeling the root and all those things, and the redness. So what I just, when I discovered this 100% organic beetroot, it became my favorite. It's purely organic and it's a British brand. I sell this in case you want. So I make a combo of cabbage, carrot, and beetroot juice, and voila, it's so lovely. Good afternoon, Juliet. How are you? If you go on this juice for 7 days, morning and evening, that stomach will fall. That mountain of stomach, it will fall. So how do we make our cabbage juice? Easy. What you do, make sure you soak your cabbage. Very important. Now I've soaked this cabbage, shredded cabbage, for like 25 minutes now. Make sure you soak it, especially for those that, because cabbage contains glutamine, and for most people it makes them bloated. But if you don't have issues with bloating, no problem at all. It doesn't mean it's not healthy. So what you do, you shred your cabbage and soak it. This is what I did. I soaked it for about 30 minutes. It has been in this water, pure, clean water. So what I'm just going to do, easy, get your pure water, make sure it is pure. Add a little to the blender. And then just put in your shredded cabbage. You can actually use a juicer, but the juicing stress is so much. It's easier to blend. It's easier to blend because for your cabbage to pass through a juicer, it has to be a very, very sophisticated juicer. I've tried with a lot of juicers. It has to be very sophisticated juicer, but it is easy to do this. Very easy. Just put in your cabbage. Start blending at reduced speed. Don't blend at high speed immediately, please. Never, except you are going to have a paste. If you want to do it to cabbage paste, blend at high speed. If not, blend at reduced speed. Like my blender, it has 1 and 2. So I'm going to start with the 1. Oh, I've not connected it to the... So I'm going to start with 1. Start with 1. Reduce speed first. And make sure you always watch for consistency. Consistency means to see that it is not turning into a puree. Make sure it's not turning into a puree because you want the juice. So with the consistency, you add water just a little so that it doesn't change to puree. That's why you start with low speed, very low speed. And then you check again, make sure you still have some particles of the cabbage. Okay, good. And now you are going to blend on high speed for about 2 minutes, very high speed. Immediately, please do not wait. Immediately, make sure you get a strainer. Now, this is the strainer, tiny, very tiny, or you get a piece of cloth, very, very tiny, not just an ordinary strainer, very tiny. Get this type. Immediately, you pour in your blended cabbage. So you are going to leave it for everything to come out, maybe for like 3 minutes. Just leave it to strain. Everything very tiny. Make sure the strain is tiny, very tiny, so I can get the juice out of it. So you're going to leave this for some time. Okay. And then, so you get your bottle. Get your bottle. So I'm going to pour in the already prepared cabbage juice. Now this is already prepared. So I'm going to make my combo. Already prepared cabbage juice. Like I said, you can have it like this, but I like to have mine like a cocktail. Now, this is a measurement cup. This is half cup to 1 glass of cabbage juice. 1 glass of this is 8-ounce glass. To 8-ounce glass of cabbage juice, you need 1 cup. Now, this is my already prepared cabbage juice where I took it from. I'm going to keep this in the refrigerator, but you need 1 cup. And then you stir. And another thing that this cabbage does is suppresses appetite. Once you take this cabbage juice in the morning, it suppresses appetite because it's all vegetable, no excess sugar, no fruit. You know, vegetables don't contain lots of fruit. It's fruit that contains fruit. So this can actually replace your fruit juice. And then my lovely almighty beetroot. I love this. I just opened it. This is a new bottle. You also put half a cup. Red lovely beetroot. Beetroot is so wonderful. Beetroot is so healthy. If you want this, send me a message. I sell this. A bottle is just 6,000 naira. Adding your beetroot. Beetroot is so healthy. Inflammatory, antioxidants, weight loss, suppresses appetite, cancer. In fact, you cannot. This is a fantastic vegetable and fruit. It's both fruit and vegetable. Okay, that's the combo. So this is the combo. So what you have here is cabbage, 100% cabbage juice, a full glass, 8 ounce. And then you have half a cup of pure carrot juice. And you have half a cup of pure 100% organic beetroot juice. You can decide to make your beetroot juice at home, no problem. But to make it easy, it's good you have this. So that you can mix it even with any other vegetable. You can make your moringa. There's a way I make my moringa smoothie. I have this moringa powder. I just put a spoon in 8-ounce cup, and then I put my beetroot. I put my cup of beetroot. I'm good to go. I'm a vegetable juice fan. I do lots of vegetable juices. And what I'm going to do before the end of this month, as a bonus, I'm going to be posting different types of vegetable juice because I want us to be used to vegetable juices. Of course, vegetable juices are much more healthier than fruit juice, and you lose weight quickly with vegetable juices. So I'm going to be posting vegetable juices on the page, on the close page, and the day, by God's grace, I can come up, I will show us new one. There is the one I'm going to talk about on the other public page today. It is called Goodbye Pot Belly. Now, that is a fantastic juice. I'm just going to tell them the ingredients, but by next week, keep a date with me. I'm going to show us how to make Goodbye Pot Belly. That one is another bomb. You make it with cabbage, you make it with spinach, you add a bit of pineapple, you make it with beetroot. I'm going to show us how to make Goodbye Pot Belly. I'm just going to discuss it on the other page today and give them the ingredient. But the way to make it is a process. So keep a date with me next week on that. So this is our cabbage juice. Lovely. Like I said, okay, this one is ready. Okay, we started with this. So this is the pure cabbage juice. In case you want to have it, like for those that have ulcer, they can have this. Just put your straw and have it. But if you want to make a combo, I love combo. I love carrots. I love to add my beetroot. If you want to make a combo out of it, then you need your carrot juice and you need your beetroot to get this. Wow, this is so lovely. Imagine when you put some ice. Fantastic. And then it doesn't get spoiled on time. Put it in a closed bottle and put it in your. And then if you want your children, my daughter love this. If you want your kids to love this, just put it back in a blender and blend with pineapple or blend with strawberry. I tell you, your kids will ask for SD. This is one of the ways to load your kids with vitamins and nutrients from vegetables. Blend this with pineapple or strawberry or blueberry, one of those sweet fruits, or even blend it with red apples. Your kids will love it. And even daddy will love it because they love sweet things. But this is the way to give it to them. But for you that have issues with weight and you want to actually reduce belly, no need to add pineapple, no need to add fruit. Take it pure as it is. You can take it in the morning, take it in the evening, have one meal a day. So I hope I've kept my promise of how to make cabbage juice. Now, to make the fermented cabbage juice, if I sit down, maybe, okay, let me sit down to discuss that. To make the fermented cabbage juice for ulcer, those that actually have terrible ulcer pains, you see this cabbage juice, you need to get an airtight bottle. You are going to leave this for 3 days. Not just the juice. I'm going to turn this back here. Now, after blending, for those that have issues with ulcer, now this is how to drink this. For those that have issues with ulcer, you don't sieve. You don't sieve at all. For those that have issues with ulcer, you don't sieve. Immediately after blending your cabbage, you don't sieve. Because we want to have fermented cabbage, life cultures. And for those that want life cultures, I don't want to be taking yogurt. This is another way to get your pure 100% probiotics. What you do is to cover this and you leave it for 72 hours, 3 days. You're going to leave this for 72 hours. That's those that have issues with ulcer, please. If you have issues with terrible ulcer and you want that ulcer to go in as much as 7 days, or you want to be getting your probiotics naturally, and you don't want to take any form of milk, now this is it. Blend your cabbage, don't sieve, put it in an airtight container and leave it for 72 hours. That is approximately 3 days. By the 3rd day, you will find out that there will be a fermentation. The juice will be down and there will be a division. The juice will be down and other cultures will be up. So all you just do is to sieve it out, to sieve out the top, and then you get your juice, your fermented, just like apple cider vinegar. Same way with cabbage. Same way with cabbage. So you leave this for 3 days. I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave this for 3 days. So that by the third day, which is like, that will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening, I might not come up live. No, leave it in cool temperature, not necessarily in the fridge, because the fridge will be too cold. If your fridge is not too cold, cool temperature, very cool temperature, you can actually leave it in your AC room or put it in your refrigerator, but not in the freezer. Not in the freezer. And don't let the fridge be too cold. Just normal temperature, please. Normal. Not in the freezer. Don't let it be too cold, but don't keep it in a hot place. Like basically what I do, I put it in my room because my AC is always on. The AC is always on. So I just put it in the corner of my room. I don't want different things. Because I have people in my house that go to the fridge. They will go there, and when they see that the fridge is not cooling well, they go there and turn it. So basically what I do with my cultured cabbage, I put it in my room because my AC is on. Even at times, even if I have to put off the AC, maybe for just 30 minutes, 1 hour, but my AC is on in a very cool place, or you put it in a refrigerator, but not in the freezer, and you leave it for 3 days. By the third day, you will see that division. So all you just do is to sieve out the juice on top, which I'm going to do for us on Sunday. I'm going to keep this. On Sunday evening, I might not come on live, but I will video it and show you how to get your fermented cabbage with the culture. So that is what we're going to do with this. So this is our cabbage juice. Enjoy it. Very lovely. And like I said, if you want your beetroot, organic beetroot, if you can't pass through the stress of blending, peeling your beetroot, give me a call. I sell this. I distribute this. So thank you all for joining me in this edition of 40 Days Body and Soul Detox. And I pray that that body you just achieved, good Lord will give you the grace to keep it up and the grace to eat healthy. So which way forward? Which way forward? The way forward is don't jump into processed carbohydrate. That is the way forward. Don't jump into processed carbohydrate. You can gradually add whole grain bread to your diet. You can gradually add wrap to your diet, but please, I beg you, stop eating by 7 p.m. Stop eating by 7 p.m. If you must take anything from 7 p.m., make sure it is a vegetable-based juice or a vegetable-based smoothie. You can continue with the diet. Before the end of the month or before I start the next one, I'm going to try as much as I can by the grace of God to post different meals on the page that we can have. But the bottom line, make sure your meal is still loaded with vegetables. Make sure you are still having natural 100% food. You cannot add boiled yam. You cannot add sweet potato boiled with lots of vegetables. Continue with your okra and agidi. But please, if you are battling with weight, I will advise you avoid too much swallowing at this time. There's nothing wrong with swallowing, but I tell you, to the grace and glory of God, I have not swallowed for 14 years, and I don't miss it too. Because you see, this is my stomach. I love my flat stomach. Anytime I swallow, I don't know about you, there is this bulge, and it takes like 3 days for that bulge to go off. So what I do to avoid I've not swallowed since I had my second daughter, who is going to be 15 by October. I've not swallowed. I lick soup, I lick my okra soup, I lick my egusi soup, I lick my banga soup, but I do not swallow, because you and I know that there's a difference between swallowing and chewing of your food. So try as much as you can to chew your food, and God will help us. See you towards the end of the month for another edition of 40 Days Body and Soul. And I didn't forget my promise. By Sunday night, I'm going to come up so that I will show us how to make our fermented cabbage juice with probiotics. Thanks for joining me. Questions? Before I leave, do we have questions? Let me not leave in a hurry. Juliet Oko, yes, you can leave in the fridge, but not too cold. Don't let it be frozen. You know, there are some fridge. You keep things in there, like my fridge, before you know it, next is already frozen. So you might want to regulate the temperature of your fridge, please. It's not supposed to be frozen. Just cool, normal temperature, like your AC room is okay. So do we have any questions? Ukwobo, Pedro, do we have questions? If we have questions, please, I'm here. Let me answer. Or you send me a message, because I'm preparing for the Body Perfect page right now. So thank you all for joining me. Goodbye and God bless.